The Federal Reserve does not cut mortgage rates. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, announced a cut in interest rates of 50 basis points. Social media went ballistic, news reports, everybody's racing to be first with their hot takes and predictions about what this all means. A lot of predictions are made about the real estate industry. I've seen some announcements from some real estate agents and even some mortgage brokers talking about how rates are about to plummet. I'm here to tell you that most of those predictions are complete fantasy, and here's why. First of all, let's talk about the difference between rates. The Federal Reserve made a 50 basis point cut to the federal funds rate. Now, the federal funds rate, that's the rate that banks lend each other money. The Federal Reserve controls this rate to keep the economy moving, keep things healthy. Mortgage rates, well, that's a consumer product. A mortgage is what a consumer borrows in order to buy a home. So we're talking about two different types of rates. The federal funds rate, that's for banking. Mortgage rates, those are for consumers. Mortgage rates are for home buyers. Mortgage rates are not set by the Fed, although they are affected by a variety of factors. So the federal funds rate, that is set by the Fed. Mortgage rates are not set by the Federal Reserve, although they are affected in part by what the Fed is doing. So did the rates go down? Well, hold on. Let's talk about the effect of the federal funds rate cut. This morning, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 are all up. I saw some reports that the Dow is hitting some record highs as well as the S&P. Home builder stocks are up. Both Lennar and NVR were both up this morning. But mortgage rates yesterday when the announcement was made and today went up just a little bit. Yes, you heard me correctly. They did not go down. They went up. Now, not by much. The first time I looked yesterday, it was 6.11, and then after the announcement, it was 6.15. This morning when I looked right before this video, it was 6.17. So that's a slight increase. So a lot of you are probably saying, though, wait, what? How? How did rates go up and not down, and why didn't they go down by a lot? The mortgage industry has already been reacting to a lot of factors, including the Fed. This has been going on all summer. In fact, in July, Jerome Powell indicated that some rate cuts could be coming. So this has been foreseen by a lot of different players in the markets, including those in the mortgage industry. Now remember, we just covered that the Fed rate is a bank-to-bank product, whereas mortgages are a consumer product. The mortgage industry has already been factoring in a lot of things. What the Fed does has an impact in part on what happens with mortgages, but the Fed does not set mortgage rates. So the Fed's actions do have an impact, like we saw with home builder stocks, but they don't control rates. And the Fed's actions were already foreseen and wrapped into current rates. The mortgage industry was not taken by surprise, and they've already kind of forecast what the Fed was going to do into the current rates. You with me so far? So here's the big one. What about all these predictions? What's the outlook? Well, let's just look at some of the big players right now. Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae does predict lower rates, but very gradual. And in fact, right now, they're saying by the end of next year, by fourth quarter 2025, upper fives. That's not much lower than what we are right now. Another large institution, Wells Fargo, is predicting almost the same, upper fives, just like Fannie Mae. They're about at the same numbers by the end of 2025. Both sets of those predictions from those large institutions are less than 0.5% from where we are from today's mortgage rates. So not much of a drop on the horizon. I feel like planes only fly over my house when I'm making a recording. So conclusion, rates have been coming down. There's a lot of factors involved. The Federal Reserve did cut rates, but the Federal Reserve did not cut mortgage rates.